start the record. Okay, everything looks in order. Let me know in the chat, guys, if the sound levels need any changing. Like basically my sound of my mic, the game sound and PUE sound, I can do levels if anything needs to be done. So the score here is 0-0. First map is going to be played on Frost between these two players. What do you think about this match, PUE?
All right, like I'm quite excited for it. As you said, the map is Frost, which is a full play map, so I'm expecting some greedy play. I would love to see a 3 hatchery before pool. I gotta say, I think like I'm not even a Zerg, and I just get so excited when I cast that. On the other side of the map, I'd love to see something like a Nexus first before Gateway. Yeah, that's pretty much the absolute most greedy builds you could do in this respective matchup, and you know you can pretty much justify on a map like Frost because this is just the greediest map in the map pool. The
greediest map in the map pool. Okay, that's it.
Well, I guess they're all the greediest map in the map pool, depending on the player. But yeah, have you noticed that this is always the one where it's like they go for the greediest builds? But we do have a Gateway.
Yeah, depends who's playing. But yeah, a lot of the time you're gonna see people. I guess since it's a 4 players map, the Terrans they will wanna do Command Center first more often than not. Zergs will do Edge first more, and Protoss as well. Not like we can go Nexus first. Oh wait, we can, but in this case, San is very good with the Gateway first opener, so I think that's what he's gonna stick to a lot of the time. San used to be a big user of the 1 gateway opener with 1 gas, and then into 4 gateways pressure with a ton of Zealot. He actually killed a lot of players like this in the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore, in which he beat a ton of good players. And they just didn't seem to have an answer for this, but somehow he changed up his style. Now he's opening with 2 gases. Usually when you do 2 gases in a gateway like this, you still do 1 gate expand, but you go for a Stargate almost every single time. So we'll see if that's what San chooses to do here.
Absolutely, and he should go for, of course, the Mothership Core, of course. You gotta have that Mothership Core, so badass. And yeah, he is only got 2 and 2, and it was a 1 hatch before pool, so it wasn't a triple hatch, which I was getting excited for. So my party and my balloon just got popped. But still a good ass game. Now they still don't know where each other are, and of course San isn't scouting, but the Overlord's slowly heading that location. Because once San sees this, he will know where viOlet did spawn.
San should scout right about now after throwing down his Nexus. That's usually how he does it. He actually cancels the Zealot, so he wanted to make sure he wasn't going to be attacked with some Zerglings early on. He saw that there was no Zerglings down his ramp at about 340. That was good enough for him. He cancels the Zealot, starts the Nexus earlier than otherwise. And then behind this, gets the Mothership Core. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Sentry, Warp Gate starting, and just a Stargate following this up.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think he'll go for that in the wall then as well? Because that's kind of the more common place to put it. And normally it's that with a... Sometimes it's that with a forge, isn't it? But there's...
The Stargate goes down behind the mineral line of the main, so not in the wall. I'm a little bit surprised.
Yeah, is that Overlord? It's creeping closer. It might actually spot it, and he'll be very happy to do that, because normally, like,
Oh, he turns around!
Oh.
He saw something was being made from the gateway. He thought, well, it's maybe almost finished. He didn't pay attention. Although, if he had paid attention, he would have seen that nothing was being made from the gateway. There was obviously no Stalker out. And the unit just started, so he would have known he has enough time to spot the Stargate and maybe place his Overlord between the 2 bases there. But I guess it could get picked off, so maybe a right choice to get out. He's gonna get information with those links anyway.
Yeah, absolutely, and the force field will not get dropped, and they will get spotted. So, and the probe does unfortunately fall there. So that was cost efficient and worth it. Now it is an Oracle as opposed to something else, but viOlet, if he clicks on that or looks back at this minimap, he's gonna know that's an Oracle.
Yeah.
Because you can see what's in production. Look, you can see the hologram. So,
and the thing is, viOlet, he didn't open 3 hatch as you were talking about. He went for 4 Queens build, double gas at 5 minutes. So I think he wants to go for a double evolution chamber and some heavy upgrade style, usually with Zerglings. But in this case, his build is gonna be slowed down a bit because he had to get these Spore Crawlers. So he cannot rush a 3rd base. He lost a lot of money doing that, and he hasn't even started his evolution chambers just yet. So we'll see what he chooses to do.
Yeah, he does start his Zerglin speed, and we do have the proxy pylons getting edged closer and closer. And of course, Warp Gate's nearly complete, about 10 seconds away. So it looks like we could have some Zealot pressure with this as well. Of course, there is no 3rd base, so it's okay. The 3rd base does get taken now, as I say that. So the Oracle is trying to find it, and that proxy pylon is not too close, but Oracle can go towards the natural, distract the queens there, and of course, there's, 5 or 6 Zealots could run up and get into a nice position in between the minerals and the hatchery. Okay, there's the first 2 Zealots.
And this causes for Sen to start a robo. He saw the double evolution chamber. He should know that Zergling heavy upgrades will be researched most likely. And he throws down the robo. That makes me very curious. What does he want to go for here? He kills one of the script tumors with his Oracle. The Oracle hasn't been able to get basically any drone kill, as far as I can tell. The Queen's doing a very good job of preventing that from happening. viOlet, he really nice opener here. Very solid. He has overlords a little bit everywhere too. He should be... Oh, he barely misses. Those units down there.
Are you serious?
With his units. This is actually disastrous now. He had played everything perfectly, but now missing this is going to be quite a big deal, I think.
Yeah, that was 6 Zealots, so that that's a scary number. Zergling speed does finish up, so they will be able to run across the map a little bit faster. And he's got to get this force field at the wall, and he does. But this is actually going to be scary. The Zealots are running up there. No, they kind of just chill, and Sand's got to control them. The Zerglings are coming back, and we have 10 more in production. But, a couple of queens could get picked off here, and even some extra damage.
Oh, nice defense by viOlet, transfusing one of those queens. He's brought the extra queens there. The Oracle's gonna try to do some damage as well. He's actually attacking the Roach Ryan right now. It's a mistake. The Zerglings are gonna defend nicely, but viOlet has lost quite some drones in his third base. That Mothership Core, 8 kills and 8 workers who are killed in total. So viOlet, as much as he defended well at his natural, yeah, he didn't pay enough attention to his third base, and because of that, he lost a lot of drones. He's on 41 drones to 47. I think San, he now knows that if he does a 2 base timing attack, it's gonna be almost impossible for his opponent to hold, just because of all the damage he did early on. He still has his Oracle alive, so he gets the Robo Bay. In the meantime, he gets a War Prism, so that later he can warp in with his army, and he can even do some sentry drop and some harassment with it if he wants. I think if San just gets like 1 Colossus or 2, a ton of gateway units and attacks, it's gonna be very, very hard for viOlet to hold.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, viOlet did see the Robo Bay with a little poke with the Zergling, so he does know what's out in the field. The Oracle has gotten 4 kills, still alive, gonna run around here. And it would be funny if he envisioned and then put on the gun to just kill the Coup
This started so late, by the way. This is such a late lair. Look, Colossus and Thermalence is already being produced, but lair just is halfway through done. And viOlet was forced into making a lot of roaches, by the way. He didn't want to make all these roaches. He was forced to do it just because San has been so aggressive. And now San even denying the creep spread with 1 observer in the Mothership Core. I really think that San, he's gonna go for like 2 Colossus and a lot of gateways and the timing. He could even take a third base at the same time, but this timing is gonna be so deadly. Oh, these Zealots have to be careful. The Queens are here to deny everything. And the Mothership Core still trying to get some kill in the middle of the map.
Prisms picks them back up, that's cool. Now we do have 6 gateways. Colossus number 1 is in production. No, sorry, is out already, and the second one is getting close to finish up. He is going for the thermal range, and I think he might actually expand it, as it looks like he wants to, as he drops that pylon and puts the probe in the position. And of course, viOlet does see this and anticipates it, so he is going to maybe try and catch it off.
This is a fake. I mean, not really fake, but this is a third base where you don't really go for the economy build, because look at viOlet. Actually, one of these Colossus might get surrounded. He could bring it to the high ground. Oh, he's going to save it. This is very important here, what has just happened. But look at this. Look at the worker count of San. He stopped pro production at 46, which is usually a 2 base timing when you do that. But since he didn't have the gateway production, he didn't have enough gateways, he still had the extra minerals to throw down a third base. Now he thought that third base was going to be cancelled, so he just cancelled it himself, and he's pressing forward with the War Prism that he already had. He had thought of everything. And this push looks oh so deadly. 68 army supply against 183, but we have 2 Colossus with thermal lens. If the force fields are good, viOlet is not going to be able to do much.
Yeah, and he's getting into decent position, but he has to be careful. Actually, the surround could be amazing here from viOlet, and the force fields were not fast enough.
The force fields were not great, actually.
Did that die instantly then? I don't know, but there is one left over. Force fields blocking a lot of the roaches from closing that distance. And
one of the Colossus died right away, and the force fields were not good enough. I really feel like they were not good enough. And viOlet now is going to look for a good surround to repel this attack, which is an all-in. If he holds this, viOlet has won. He's getting a ton of roaches right now. He didn't even upgrade more. viOlet knew that was gonna come, by the way. More force fields go down. They're not good enough. The roaches keep on streaming in there. The War Prism picks up the Colossus, and San, what I thought was gonna be a clear win here.
And he's picking up some of the units. That was a bit of a mistake there. The Colossus is still alive, not entirely down just yet. Even though it's in there, he does pick it up, drops it down. The Mothership Core will get picked up with enough energy for another time warp, and The numbers are dwindling for both units. It looks like the Colossus will... Oh, no, it does get picked off, and all that's left are just Stalkers. GG does get called. And viOlet will win game number 1 in pretty solid fashion, I would say.
Yeah, very nice hold by him. Well, I wouldn't say solid fashion. I do think he was behind, and if the execution of this attack had been better by Sen, he would have won. But viOlet, nice defense at the end here with the surround. A lot of Zergs would have been, oh my god, would have been thinking, oh my god, I'm so far behind, I'm just gonna A move and hope for the best. But not him. He got into a great position, and he flanked from the sides, and in the end,